And yes, everyone needs to figure this out, but today I'm not talking to everybody. I am talking to you. I'm talking to the mother that does it alone. How are you not going to panic? What are you going to do? What drills are you putting in your head? Are we doing the drills that they used to do at school, the fire alarm drills, and you never know when it's coming? We just got to be ready? Because that's what I'm doing. Now I'm thinking, how can I prepare my son for the world that he is going to be in? Welcome back to the Tuesday podcast. I'm Cris Cavallari. Season 4. Yikes. Season 4. Happy New Year to those that are celebrating the new year now. The new year did not start how you had planned. I know it didn't start how I had it planned either. And that's the thing about our plans. We make plans, but we have to adapt and adjust because things are out of our control. We changed the studio, so now I'm like, still trying to figure out the mic and figure out this and figure out that. And school was on break for 2 weeks, and just after break, it was a snow day, so school didn't start the day it was supposed to start. It started the next day. It's been a very busy time for a lot of us. It's been a trying time for a lot of us. We're sending our prayers out to the families in California. It's just been a heavy January, right? Although it was heavy, right? It's a lot going on. I think that was a perfect start for us just to understand that things will get heavy, things will get tough, and we still have a lot of shit to do, right? But it put a lot of things in perspective, especially for me. These last few weeks, I don't know. I've had a lot of things on my mind, and I know, seeing on social media, everyone wants to rebrand. Everyone wants to rearrange and, get a new look. And, what does 2025 look like for me? And just like healing, like the journey is linear. Like it's never ending. And it's, we can change and switch things along the way, but the goal remains the same. The goal remains the same, to always be better than yesterday, and just with yourself. And I'll go back to the rebranding. I just thought about that because I'm like, how many of us want to rebrand without doing the real work, like the real inside work, like we say it, I say it, I don't know if you say it, I say it all the time. Spring cleaning and, decluttering is not just your wardrobe. It is your life. It is things that no longer fit where you're going. It's getting rid of things that they just don't fit anymore. And sometimes we hold on, baby. We hold on to things like, I'm gonna get in that, or what about this for this rainy day? And those things may be true. It may be something that holds a lot of sentimental value to you that you should keep. But there's also things that we have to really take inventory in and be like, that has holes in it. The washing machine ate the other sock. It's just, I feel like January was heavy. It's heavy, but it's giving us time. It's telling us, yes, you want to rebrand. Yes, you want a new look. Yes, you want this, but did you actually make room? Because there's still so many things that we're holding on to, myself included. I am not exempt from this human experience. Like, my mind has been really now, my life changed so much. And I have not had enough time to actually process the change. You know why? Because I'm focused on the things that happened 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and before you know it, time has passed. We hold on to things, people, places, and things longer than what we need to. We hold on. I don't know if it's, that one memory, that one good time that we're just like, oh, but what about this? And it's like, how can you make room and ask for more and you ain't making room? How can you ask for more and you haven't made room? I'm looking at the studio, I'm looking at, the house, I'm looking at everything, and I'm just like, I did a big purge, but what are the things that I'm still holding too tightly to? How can I catch blessings with closed fists? How can I move forward being stagnant in my mind and thinking about the people and the things that did not work out? Why am I not realizing they didn't work out? Because they are not a part of the plan. They're not a part of the end result. They may have been that thing that got you. You hear that? I guess maybe that's confirmation. They may have been the thing that got you to the next step. Like the alphabet, A, B, C, D. They may have been that vehicle that got you to that step. But once you're out of it, it is now up to you to change your mind to stay out of it. Even if you don't celebrate, the kids still on break. Even if you are an entrepreneur, and you to me, I'm like, yes, at least I don't have to call off of work, right? That is my big why. Why did I want to do this very big thing? Like, I didn't at all think that I would be an entrepreneur. Never in a million years. When I was a little kid, I did not say, oh my gosh, this is what I want to do. I knew what I loved, but I never thought that that was even an option for me, right? But what I thought about during this 2 weeks is, wow, I don't have to call out. I can make a plan. We can come to the studio like every 3 days and do what we're doing. And business is not as fast, but this is the season. Anybody that is an entrepreneur right now, I don't want you to give up because it's slow. This is the season. This season where the leaves are falling and it's freezing out and it's just so many things going on. This is not the time for us to see things bloom. We still have a little bit of time to get organized, a little bit of time to declutter, a little bit of time to think like, what's coming in spring? Over the break, Goliath and I, baby, he had some real questions. And that's what woke me back up. Because a lot of us, we get the momentum, we get that fire under us, and then it dies out. It fizzles out. It's like, it just, we're always like, yes, and then be like, oh, I don't feel like it. But the questions that he had over break, I said, shit. I've been so focused on these things that I'm not thinking about. You don't want to get too far ahead in the future and, you don't want to be too stuck in the past. But you have to be present. You have to understand that these things are coming. So I need to be prepared. I don't have to overly plan, but I need to have some shit in order. And I have places that things are, but they're not all together. And what I've learned and what I've realized, I'm not as prepared as I want to be. Being a single mom, it's just me, my son, and our cats. I have no one to say, hey, where did you put this? I have to be prepared. Every day is a new year. Every day is a fresh start. Every day you have the opportunity to get closer, prepared for what you need to be prepared for. You have some space to move some things around, to check out what's not working out. I ordered that box from Amazon. I got our birth certificates and our passports and all the important things. And I said, okay, next, I need to get this suitcase just to be prepared. That if in any event that we have to evacuate our home, that we have to do X, Y, because I never have cash. And I thought, okay, we gotta start being prepared. Be grateful that things have started out rocky, because they could get smooth. It could always smooth itself out. But I thought about that. I thought about all the moms, the families in general, but the mothers. They had to keep children calm, had to figure out where this was, had to think about where they're going, had to answer very tough questions that they don't have answers to. We have time right now to figure out the answers to the questions that will arise, because they're going to come. Nothing stays the same. Nothing. We have no control over a lot of things, but we do have control over ourselves. During this break, Goliath, we're just we're having a ball. Number one, we have a great time. But then he asked questions, and he was in a bathtub, and he says to me, when you die, who's going to be my mommy? Baby, I was like, I'll still be your mommy. He said, no, but who's going to take care of me? We're not ready for these questions, right? Because these are answers that we could give them, but who's to say that the answers will remain that when the time comes? He said where he wanted to go, and I chuckled a little bit because it was with his friend's family, and I was like, it was a shocker, but I understood it because it's his best friend's family, right? But it still struck a chord in me where I started thinking about, yes, we're taking care of these children now, but what are we doing to ensure their futures for later when we're not here? God forbid, but it happens a lot of time. There's a lot of orphans. There's a lot of kids that lose their parents early. There's a lot of things that we, think that we have time to explain and tell them later. We're just now learning ourselves. So it's like, it's one of those choke up things, right? You like, you don't really know what to tell them, how to prepare them. But if you didn't take anything else away from this first month of the new year, is that we're not prepared. You may have rebranded. You may have changed your Instagram. You may have gotten a new hairstyle. You may have joined the gym. But what else are we doing to prepare them, to prepare us? I thought about it. I'm like, oh my gosh. Don't waste another second worrying about what has passed. We are planning now. We are planning for what's to come. We are planning for the unexpected. Those people that have a basement full of canned goods and waters and everything, they're not crazy. They're going to be fine. They got batteries, flashlights. They got the whole fucking nine. What are we doing? And yes, everyone needs to figure this out, but today I'm not talking to everybody. I am talking to you. I'm talking to the mother that does it alone. How are you not going to panic? What are you going to do? What drills are you putting in your head? Are we doing the drills that they used to do in school, the fire alarm drills, and you never know when it's coming? We just got to be ready? Because that's what I'm doing. Now I'm thinking, how can I prepare my son for the world that he is going to be in? K. Michelle done told us. I can't raise a man, but what I can do is prepare a human for this experience. What am I doing? And it's so crazy because you get caught up. And that is the enemy's plan. And the enemy is not your baby daddy. The enemy is not your ex-friend. The enemy is not your old coworker. The enemy is the one that is trying to keep you in a low state where you cannot function. You can't get up and go. You can't move as fast because you got too much shit. What has to go with us? What do we need to survive? Oh my God, the way that I've been thinking these last 3 weeks is, am I prepared? Do I know where this policy is? Do I know the phone numbers? Is it somewhere safe? Is it in a safety box? What if my phone dies? Am I charging these batteries? What the fuck? When I came in here today, I was debating. I'm like, okay, I got to get focused, number one. And I'm focused, but there's always much more. There's more. We've already mastered this thing. Once you master it, it's time to move on to the next thing. A lot of us, we stay in this place of like, let me keep, micromanaging this thing. Man, that shit is running now. We don't have to micromanage. We have to keep on moving. We have to. Because if you stop, you're done. The choice is yours. A lot of us are really sleep. Sleep. Like we snooze button, sleep. We're so caught up in the small things that the big thing is getting away from us. Whatever it was that happened in 2024, it's in 2024. What are we doing now? What's the plan now? You're going to have to leave all of that stuff behind because it's taking up space. Not just in your home, not just, in your mind. That's the place. Are we ready to declutter your mind? Are you ready to say, you know what? That happened and it hurt. Oh, it hurt. Like it hurt. But reliving that hurt will have you waking up one day realizing that shit happened 3 years ago. A year ago. So you don't waste it. It happened. You snub your toe. Oh, it hurt. Then you go right back to whatever you was doing. A lot of us, we get hurt and we stay in that hurt. And what that hurt does is distract you from all the other beautiful things that are happening in your life. All the things that you need to be preparing for. Wait a minute now. This is done. This is done. I got too many tabs open. That's why, your computer runs slower. When you have all of your phone, you have all those tabs. One day, matter of fact, right now, pull out your phone. And I want you to swipe up. You're going to see all these tabs you got open. That's slowing you down. Your phone is always in your hand. Look at it. Think about the things that we're doing to prepare. How and where are we going if disaster hits? What's the plan? What's the escape route for this motherfucker? I don't want to have to go into a panic room. I don't want to have to figure out, let me bang this. I don't want to do that. I want to plan. I want to say, if we need to, this is right here. I would do this, I would do this, and I would do this. I'll cry when I get there. Because right now, I can't think clear. If I'm sitting in this space, I got to think clearly. The first things first is safety. How are we getting out of here? And do we have the things that we need? Do we have the things that are going to help us survive? Do we have the things that are going to keep us held over for a couple days until help arrives? Do we know how to build a fire? Like, I'm serious, and it sounds so crazy. But I tell you one thing, and I knew that I've always given other things more oomph than they actually had. I was just, kids love noodles, right? And I was like, I'm so tired of making like buttery noodles and they don't want no extra ingredients. And I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna put lobster and shrimp in his noodles. Let's see this. I already know he like shrimp. I think he'll like lobster. Let's just try it, right? And I made it, and walk with me for a minute. I made this pasta, and baby, it was so good. And I laughed while I was eating it because I said, you know what? I've had this from somebody else. A friend had made it, a restaurant made it, and I just thought it was just there's no way I could do that. And then I realized it was simple fucking ingredients. I just waited. So you know what? I don't know. We always say we don't know because we did not try. There's no disadvantage right now with us. I'm going to be honest with you. There's no disadvantage to you right now at home. There's no way that, oh my gosh, I can't prepare because it's just me and the kids. No, you can. Put your phone down now. You scrolled up, you see what's still open. Get your mind right. Because when your kids start asking tough questions and you have no answers, it better wake you up. And if it doesn't, y'all are doomed. Y'all are doomed. It is better to be prepared. We always think something's not going to happen to us. Not me. I would have did it this way until it happens to you. And you realize you ain't do shit. You did absolutely nothing but judged. And you can use that at any place in your life. You could say to yourself, oh my gosh, I would have never. Yeah, you better watch it. You better, okay, you would never. Let me see what you would do. And that's what God gonna say. He was, here. The fear that we feel is to fuel us to do what we need to do to be prepared. It's not to like, you're stuck now. Like, oh my gosh, like, what am I gonna? No, it is your body saying, okay, let's think about it. No, the new year did not start the way you wanted. No, this happened and that happened, and the car tire blew and this happened, and there's so many things. Yeah, of course, but that just shows you nothing's stopping. Everything is going. Everything is going to continue to go, and you got to roll with that bitch. This week, I want you to say, am I prepared? I want you to make a list. Making a list, checking it twice. What is needed? Listen to the crazy lady. The crazy lady knows something you don't know. And you're not prepared because you think that you're exempt. Oh, no, because I would have never did. Okay. We have the opportunity with this World Wide Web to learn from others' mistakes. We have the opportunity to say, what if? And good and bad. You could see somebody change your life and say, damn, that could be me. She did the work. I've watched her work. Or something can happen. You could say, oh my God, I'm not ready. Oh, shit. And get ready. Everything you do today will show up for you tomorrow. So when I wanted to come in here and I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to do 65 things. I said, what do I need to do first? And I got, baby, one thing for sure, I started getting here on time. My studio is an hour away from our home. During that break, I said, Goliath, when school starts back up, we're going to be at the school before school opens up. School opens up at 7:45. As long as we're pulling up, because we got a car line. So we're going to be in the back of the line or in the middle of the line, whatever. I'm not expecting us to be the first. But I don't want to roll up at 8:05 and feel like, damn, I got to hurry up because if not, if you late in the car line, now you got to park and you got to walk all the way around and take the kids into school. And it's such a convenience to just pull up and drop off. And y'all people that be driving in the school zone, slow the fuck down. Maybe your kid does not go to this school. Maybe your kid is already in school. But baby, slow down. Because today it was too many of y'all passing, flying the school zone. And it's a big ass sign. Listen, I understand. You got to get to work on time. I get it. Leave earlier. I know that was off topic, but it's not really. But when you're dropping off, it's just the compassion. This year, God is showing you. You got to lead with love and compassion. You don't know what someone else is going through. Maybe she is speeding because she's having a bad day. But baby, you so blinded by that bad day, you could cause a whole collision. You so upset with that man for not texting you and coming home last night. We could start a war with our feelings. This is a year that you hop out them feelings. You can't grow as much as you think you can. Now listen, when you start manifesting from that place of like, I'm going to show you, it don't last long. And then you always are in the mood to show somebody. I'll prove. No. That's wasting your time and energy. Just do the work. Be prepared. Are we focused on what we really need to be focused on? Are we twiddling our thumbs and then blaming it on not having enough time? We do have enough during the day. It's how you're using. How are you using it? Because baby, when I pulled up today at 8:30 and drop off was 7:45, I said, oh, wait a minute. I did this last week. I could keep this up. I made I don't make resolutions and things like that, and listen, I believe in smaller goals. Like, have a goal for this month, have a goal for next month, like starting small, because you're going to be so disappointed if we know how we beat ourselves up so much. If you're going to beat yourself up, use a feather. Don't sit here and knuckle punch yourself with these motherfucking, don't do that. Give yourself grace. But I said, if I can manage to get out of bed when I'm supposed to, when my alarm goes off at 6, it really could go off earlier. My goal would be 5:45, right? Because I do want to have that time to really sit, go and pray, and when you get up and you sit in that bed and you scrolling on your phone, or you're checking this and you're checking that, before you know it, your alarm went off at 6, but now it's 6:30. Now you still got to make breakfast. Now if the clothes is listen, sometimes, you wake up and the clothes not dry that was in the dryer. You be like, fuck, let me take everything out and just dry these 2 things. Like, it's so many things to get done. But if we're prepared the night before, if we set our intentions before bed, if we say, okay, I'm going to have a good day. I'm about to get so much fucking shit done, and it's Tuesday. And it's really Tuesday. Let me get up when the alarm goes off. Give yourself a couple minutes, sit up. You might want to write down your dreams. You want to write down something. You want to think about it, because sometimes we just jump too fast. You don't want to jump too fast either, because then you just startle. That's the thing. You got to ease up. So giving yourself a little bit more time. That's why I said 5:45. If I could give myself to 5:45 to get up, and I could just ease into okay, all right, I prayed. I'm going to get myself together, right? And I'm just baby, I put my clothes on, and then I finished getting dressed here, right? I have a closet here. For those of you that don't know, I have a women's clothing line, so clothes is always here. So I'm like, you know what? If I can have my makeup bag at the studio, or if I have time, I could do it home. But I want to be out that house, and I want to be in motion. What does that look like? That means getting up before the kids get up. That means getting myself, hey, I have very simple things. I'm putting on some high-waisted leggings. I'm putting on a turtleneck or a long sleeve shirt and a jacket. Like, I'm putting on simple things that can be dressed up, or like I can move furniture in this, or I can record in this. But today, like I said, when I came in today and I had, my turtleneck on and my sweats, I was like, okay, I have time. I'm gonna put my clothes on. My makeup was already done because I had time. I gave myself that time. And then I got here on time. My normal time, 2024, probably would have been like 9:30. Now, why the fuck am I getting here at 9:30? School, you're always in school by 8. But what was I doing? I gotta run back home because I gotta do this. Baby, I don't have that time. I gotta go. Because if it takes me an hour to get here, that means I have to leave within that hour, when it's time to pick up, because I have to get back home in a decent time. There's nobody else to pick him up. I have to do it. And I'm not complaining. I just know that right now I got to utilize my time because I got a lot to do. What's for dinner tonight? I'm thinking about that before I get home. You know what? Someone DM me, and shout out to you. Young lady DM me, and she said her baby had a fever. She said, you know what? And the medicine was expired. I had nobody to go get it. She said, you know what? And I got on that app, and the medicine was there in a matter of minutes. And she talked about how I said giving moms grace. Listen, I'm still learning to give my mother grace. And the only reason that I can give her grace is because now I see. We don't always have to like what people do or agree what people do, but we see. And the options were not the same back then. You think that your mom could have got on the phone and ordered some medicine or DoorDashed it or Uber Eats you something when she was at work. She got to make sure y'all, it's so many things that we take for granted right now. But the single mom back then, she really didn't have these resources. She really didn't have the opportunity to be an entrepreneur and to get online and sell products, or get online and coach and get online. And, they didn't have that. I'm not saying any of these things are going to be easy. But look at us now. I got to work on time way before time. I got to sit and do some things in the studio and say, okay, let me get this done. All right, now, between this time and this time, I'm going to get this done. It is all about being prepared and planning. I never had a schedule, y'all. I'm going to tell you. I'll be like, like some of these guys, I will go with the flow. The flow will have you doing something that is not getting you anywhere closer to your future. Right now, you doing some shit that don't got nothing to do with where you trying to go. There's no plan. There's no solid thing that you're like, tomorrow I'm going to do this. We just kind of, let's go to seeing what happens. No, not this year. Not even just this year. Not moving forward. Moving forward, there is a plan. If you learn nothing with all of the things that are going on in the world, we want things to flow, but we're not just out here nilly-willy like, oh, whatever. No, we are planning this year. We're being strategic this year, strategizing our whole entire lives, not just rebranding and new me. Girl, bye. We do that every single day, especially if you're black. We revamp every day. You got a new hairstyle every couple of months. That's not the thing. What's the real things that we need to be planning for? Don't be left out in the cold on your ass because you didn't want to plan, because you thought you had more time. Always understand with someone else, when you see something, right? When I see something, I always take a moment to be grateful for the things that I do have and that I'm not in that situation. And I pray to God that, this person gets out of this situation, but never ever look at someone and think it could not be you. Don't wait to be humble. Do not wait until something happens and now you're like, oh, wait. No. Do it now. Be grateful for the things that you do have. Be grateful for the fact that you can get up and use your body and do certain things. There are some people that don't have the things that we take for granted. When those kids start asking those tough questions, you got to start listening, because, baby, we can't just say, we'll talk about it later. You may not have the answers, but you got to start doing some research. You got to start digging. You got to start saying, I'm worrying about the wrong things. I'm worrying about all these things that had an expiration date. I'm worrying about these things that are not going with me in the future. What am I doing today to set me up for where I'm going? That's your homework this week. If you don't want no homework, that's on you. You don't have to do it. But anybody that feels like this is for you, this is for you. Please make a plan. Make a plan. It may change, right? You may have to scribble. It doesn't matter. But have some type of foundation that you know where to go, what to do, where's this at, all of these important paperworks, all the things that you and your family may need in case of emergency. If you are ready to plan, comment below and say I'm ready, because you better get ready, baby, because we just got to stay ready. Like Janae Aiko said, baby, you got to stay ready.